أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How are you all, dear sisters? Hopefully you all are doing good. Um, and how about your tajweed? Did you get a chance to practice the last lesson? Yes. Okay, so now we have 4 participants in the class. Like Sister Surya, I guess, from iPhone, then Priya and Hajra. So, inshallah, others will join soon, I guess. So, inshallah, we will start our revision and then first we will revise the last letters, which we did in last class. And I guess that we did till letter Bod, right? And I hope that you all revised your lesson and then let's start, right? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي زدني علما آمين إلهي آمين. Yeah, so we have learned the different Arabic alphabets before, for reciting the Quran and getting the understanding of the letters and words. So first, we have to recognize the Arabic alphabets, and we have discussed it that there are 28, and sometimes in some books you will find that 29 Arabic alphabets, and I will explain it in the end that how sometimes it's 28 and sometimes it's 29. But yeah, we can say that there are 29 Arabic alphabets, right? And we have to recognize the letter because whenever if you are trying to learn any language, so you have to learn the alphabets, right? And for learning those alphabets, the 3 things you have to keep in your mind that you have to repeat and identify, repeat and memorize, right? Identify, repeat and memorize those letters, and then after the practice, you will be inshallah able to read it well. So let's start from the letter Alif, and we have discussed this letter before. It is a straight line. It's very easy to, recognize. It's just a straight line, and we are calling it Alif, and its sound is like apple, at, right? So this is the sound of Alif. This is the first alphabet. Then the second letter is Ba. Ba is like a boat with a dot at the bottom, right? Ba boat. Ba is like a boat with a dot at the bottom. And how you will pronounce this letter? That your lips touches. Your both lips will touches each other, and the wet part of your lip. If you can see your lips, then there are 2 areas of our lips. The one is dry one where we put on our lipsticks, and the other is the wet one. So your wet area, when you press your lips, so your wet area will, come together, and we will pronounce the letter Ba. Ba is how you will identify this letter. Ba is like a boat with a dot on at the bottom, right? And how you will pronounce this letter, that your lips will touch and the wet part of your lips will touch, and you will say Ba, Ba, right? The next letter is Ta. Ta is also like a boat, but it has 2 dots, right? And Ta, how you will pronounce this letter? Your your tip of the tongue touches the behind of your upper 2 teeth, right? Yeah, from your front 2 teeth. Yes, so your tip of the tongue will touch the behind of your upper 2 teeth. Though this is it called ta, ta. And then the next letter is ta, ta. And again, as we have this, in last class, I just opened my camera for a few minutes, and I showed you that how you can pronounce this letter. And this time we will try to do the same practice, but hopefully you sisters are in a separate room because it is a class for only for the sisters. So I hope that I will open my camera, but you will keep that privacy inshallah ta'ala. So because the sa is sometimes a little bit difficult to understand that how we are pronouncing this letter. And yeah, hopefully you can see me. So, the. How you will pronounce the letter? The is just like a boat, and it has three dots on top of it. And how we will pronounce this letter? Your tongue, tip of the tongue will come out like this, and it will touches the edges of your front two teeth, right? The, and when you will pronounce the letter the, there shouldn't be any sounds, s sound, right? This is a soft letter. We cannot pronounce it with a sharp whistling sound. It is a soft letter. You have to keep this in mind that for pronouncing the letter the, you have to take out your tongue, and your tip of the tongue will touches the front two teeth, edges of your front two teeth, and you will pronounce the, and it is a soft letter, right? So did you all get this? Please let me know if you have any question. And because last time when we practiced, I found that some sisters have still difficulty in pronouncing this letter. So always keep this in mind, right? And you can remember this letter as a tongue letter, right? We just to remember that we have to take out our tongue. So we will say that, okay, the is a tongue letter. Now the next letter is G. So how you will recognize the letter G? First of all, the shape, you can say that there is a straight line with a C and a dot in between. Straight line and a C and a dot in between. So this is the sound of G, and how you will say that it's a like jump, right? J sound, J sound, right? J, and it's not very hard, and I guess you will easily recognize this letter. Then the next one is ha. Okay, so now ha is basically coming out from your throat, right? It's a hard sound, like hard. When you eat something hard, then how you will pronounce like the letter ha. Ha is again a straight line with a C and without any dots. A straight line and a C, but no dot in it. And then we are pronouncing this letter as ha, right? It's a when you eat something hard, so you are saying right? So this is the sound of ha, hamida, alhamdu. Then the next letter is kha. Kha is again a straight line with a C in it, and there is a dot on top of that, right? So straight line with C and dot on it, right? So this is a little scratching sound, a snoring sound, right? So you can remember this with a snoring sound. And this is an awesome letter. We have discussed it before that there are in 29 when we will read the Arabic alphabet. So as we have discussed it, that there are 29 Arabic alphabets, and out of that 29 there are 7 letters which are awesome letters. So we have to pronounce these letters heavily, right? So how you can say that as I told you, that how you will recognize this letter. It is a straight line with a C and a dot on top of it, and it has some scratching sound, and you can say a little snoring sound, and you can pronounce this paw, right? And as this is an awesome letter, so you will not make the O shape of your lips. Your lips should be in the semicircular form, like paw. Okay, it's not ho. No, this is the wrong sound, right? Paw, semicircular shape. You have to give your lips at that time, and no O sound. Okay, so now let's move on the next letter, and this is called dal. That how you could recognize this letter. It is a mouth of Pac-Man mouth kind of shape, right? And so this is dal. dal. How you will pronounce this? Like your tip of the tongue touches the behind of your front two teeth, right? Your tip of the tongue touches the behind of your front two teeth. Dal, dal, right? Now, the next letter is dal, dal, right? And how you will pronounce the dal? This is the same letter as we did with tha, the boat with three dots, right? So the pronunciation is a kind of same. The position or articulation point, you can say the same. Tha and dal. Sharing the same makhraj or same articulation point, you can say. Yeah, but there is a little difference of sound, right? Dal, dal. You can say that how you will pronounce this letter again. How you will identify this letter? It is a mouth of a Pac-Man with a dot on it, and then dal. So your tip of the tongue touches the came out and touches the front two teeth, edges of your front two teeth, right? Like this. Dal, dal. So how when you will pronounce this letter, it should be soft letter. There is no z sound. Okay, it should be soft. So and you can say that, oh, okay, this is also a tongue letter. So dal, because your tongue will come out. So dal, dal. No buzzing sound, no sound, right? This is a soft letter. So dal and dal. Now the next letter is raw, raw. So how you will pronounce the raw, and you can see the difference. Dal is like a mouth of Pac-Man, right? And when you're pronouncing the raw, so raw is kind of a straight line, and then it will go in this way. So it is a little bit different than dal. And raw has a similar sound of letter R, raw, raw, right? And yeah, so raw. So how you will pronounce this letter? Your tip and top of the tongue touches the front two teeth, back of your front two teeth. Tip plus top of the tongue touches the back of your front two teeth. So raw. The fish is raw, and we say RAW. How you will pronounce this? The fish is raw. So it is. This is the sound of raw, and you can say like Robert, rolling. This is the sound of, you can say, the raw. It's just similar to R sound, right? Then the next letter is za. It seems like raw, but it has a dot on top of it. And this is za, za. Za has a buzzing sound, zipper sound, right? Zipper, za. So this is called za, and it's easy to pronounce. And when you are saying zebra, zebra, zipper. So how you will pronounce it? Your upper and lower teeth join together, and then you will pronounce this letter. So the same as the makhraj or articulation point of za is za, buzzing sound, right? Now the next letter is seen. Seen. How you will recognize this letter? You can say that there is a W with a hook at the end. W with a hook at the end. So you can identify this letter seen, and the seen is how you will pronounce it. It is a sound of S, you can say. Simply snake, right? So this is, you can say the sa sound. The you can letting the air out of the tire, as we discussed it in previous class. So this is the sound of right. So this is seen. Seen. It has sharp whistling sound. The next letter is sheen. Again, it is a W with a W with a hook at the end, and it has three dots on top, right? And sheen is like SH sound, like should, right? This is the SH sound. You can remember this letter with SH sound. Sheen, sheen. Okay. The next letter is sod, sod, right? So saw has a whistling sound, but it's not that sharp as seen, right? So and it's like you are filling air into a pump. Sawed, sawed. Okay, and you can say that nail, hammer, and saw, SAW. You can remember this sword with the sound of SAW, saw, nail, hammer, and saw. So this is the sound of sword, saw, saw. It is again an awesome letter. It is a heavy letter, awesome letter. And how you will pronounce this letter? Your back of your tongue, you have to elevate the back of your tongue, and then you will your upper and lower T join together, and then you will pronounce saw, saw, saw. Okay, and how your front your lips shapes would remain like semicircular form. You won't make the circular O shape. No, it is that would be the wrong. You have to pronounce it saw, saw. Okay, Priya, please repeat dal and dal. Oh, okay, okay, I will. At the end, okay? So just, we will, the only one letter is left, then I will go back to dal and dal, okay? Then the sword, now you will get it, this letter is the sound of sword, right? The next letter is bod. Bod is it's a kind of difficult letter to pronounce because there is no, sound in English similar to bod. It's not the and it's not zaw, right? So how you will pronounce it? You can say that dot is just like a sword and it has dot on it. And yeah, so how you will pronounce this letter? Your side of the tongue. Side of the tongue will touch is the upper molar teeth, right? Your side of the tongue will touch is the upper molar teeth, and you will pronounce bod, 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 and it is a heavy letter, awesome letter, right? So your tip of your back of the tongue would remain elevated. Your back of the tongue will elevated, and your side of the tongue touches the upper molar teeth, right? And you will pronounce bo, bo, bod, 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 right? And this is again a heavy letter. So I guess we did in our last class till letter God, right? So now, as Priya asked that how we will pronounce the letter dal and dal. So Priya, dal is when dal. How you would recognize this letter? This is the face of a Pac-Man face there, right? And then how you will pronounce this letter is just like similar to ta. So tip of the tongue touches the back of your front two teeth. Your tip of the tongue touches the back of your front two teeth. Dal, 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 right? And the next letter is dal, dal. So dal, how you will pronounce dal is just like ta, right? As I told you that this is a tongue letter. You have to take out your tongue and touches the edges of your front two teeth, like dal, dal, and it would be a soft letter, right? Or you can memorize this letter as a tongue letter. So you would remember that you have to take out your tongue and touches with your edges of your front two teeth. Is that clear, Priya?
Yes, sister. Thank you very
And
much.
Priya, you can remember that, I guess sometimes we say like lentils in Hindi or Urdu, we said it dal khana, right? So you can remember dal with that too. So yeah. Okay, so any other till dot, which we have revised letters from alif till dot. So do you have any question, or do you want to ask the pronunciation? Then we will repeat it. Otherwise, we will go with.
Sisters, would you like to try repeating these letters with the teacher?
just to practice?
Or we will do that, Haja. We just, I guess, read the new letters, then we will practice it with them.
Okay, Sister Sabah, inshallah.
Yeah, so we'll try to read 4 more letters today, and then, inshallah, we will revise together. So now the next letter, the new one, which we could read is a paw. And I guess I have to open it. So it would be easy for you to understand. Yeah, so this is the letter paw. So how you will recognize this letter is you can say that's a fish with a line. You can say it's a fish with a line that comes out of this. And how you will pronounce this letter, paw. Um, Again, your tip of the tongue touches the back of your front 2 teeth, and but this is again a awesome letter. Paw is also an awesome letter. So how you will pronounce this letter from front side, your tip of the tongue touches the back of your front 2 teeth, right? Uh, and the back of the tongue would remain elevated because this is an awesome letter. And you can see here in the picture of, could you all see my mouse on top? You know that which letters we are reading right now, right?
Yes, Sister.
Okay, so I'm trying to increase the size, right? So look at the tongue position, right? The tongue from front side, tip of the tongue touches the back of your front 2 teeth, and back of your tongue is elevated here, right? So how you will make the letter, how you will produce the heaviness or in the letters, so you have to elevate the back of your tongue, right? So paw, paw, paw. And always remember that when you are pronouncing the awesome letter, your lips should be in semicircular form. Okay, so paw, paw. Did you all get it? The frontal part of your tongue, we can see that when you will pronounce the letter paw, so how you will pronounce it first, your tip of the tongue touches the back of your front 2 teeth, okay, and the back of your tongue will remain elevated. So paw, 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 okay. So then this way you can pronounce this letter. And then the next letter is wa, wa, okay. So wa is just like the paw. You can see the shape. I can increase the size. Okay. So wa is just like paw, as I told you that fish with a line that comes out of this, you can say, and you can recognize in this way. And then wa, it's pronounced like there are 3 letters which you can say the tongue letter. Ra, zal, and this is wa, wa. How you will pronounce that? Your tip of the tongue touches the edges of your front 2 teeth. Hmm? So, war. But this is an awesome letter. War is also an awesome letter. So, it would be heavy, you can say, or you can say that it will produce the thick sound. And again, you have to remember whenever you are pronouncing any letter which is an awesome letter, so you have to elevate back of your tongue, right? So you can see in the picture that front side, your tip of the tongue touches the edges of your front 2 teeth, and back of the tongue is elevated, and we are pronouncing it like wo, wo, right? So, yeah, and you have to remember this. It won't have the buzzing sound. You can say it has also soft sound, right? Wo, no buzzing sound, no zipper sound, but war, war, right? So hopefully you will get this. Hmm? And then there is one more letter we will read, and it is Ain. Ain. Ain is also difficult to pronounce sometimes. Always remember, Ain, how you will recognize this letter, it has two C's. Okay, if you see the shape, then you can find that there are two C's, right? Two C's. And Ain, you can say that lift but don't push. Lift but don't push. You have to remember the sound when you are pronouncing the sound of Ain. So always remember lift but don't push, right? And this letters, the sound will come out from your throat, the middle part of your throat, and your tongue won't. You can see the difference. Like Ain is a light letter, right? So you can say that your tongue would relax. What would be your tongue position when you are pronouncing the Ain? Only you have to only involve your throat, and you won't your tongue would remain relaxed on the bottom, and your throat only, you can involve only your throat. The sound will come out from your throat, and you can say I, ah, 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 ah. ठीक है, amala, rafa'a, ah. Okay, so and you can say that, as I told you, that when you will pronounce the awesome letter, so your tongue would remain elevated. But and you can see it here, like in Ain, you can see your tongue would remain, your tongue is relaxed, right? But in Wa, Wa is an awesome letter, so your tongue remains elevated, right? So this is the difference you can see here. So yeah, so we will remain, or we can read only one more letter. Then inshallah we will stop here, because the next letter is similar to mine. So it's better we will read it today. And and it's very easy to pronounce. You will remember it. It's a wine, and how you will pronounce the letter wine. Yeah, so it has two dots. Sorry, two C's and one dot. Right? Can you all see this? Yeah. So it has two C's like Ain, but it has one dot on top of it. Right? So it is called wine. And what is the sound of wine? It's just like a gargle sound, right? When you're when you're doing the gargling your mouth. So right. So this is the sound of wine. Wah, wah, mawbudin, right? So this is the wine sound, right? So now, inshallah, yeah. So we are done with all these letters. So we will go to the first page again, where we can see all letters together. Yeah, so here it would be easy to practice. Yeah. So again, the first letter is Alif. Next one is Ba. Alif, Ba, Ta, Ra. Soft letter, tongue letter. Ra. Then Jeen, Jeen, Ha, Ha, Ha. Ho, Ho. Ho, little snoring sound or scratching sound, and you can see the letters which are marked with red color. These are awesome letters, right? So awesome letters. So ho, ho. Then dal, dal. It's a Pac-Man face, right? Then dal, Pac-Man face with a dot on it. Dal. This is a soft letter, tongue letter. You have to take out your tongue and touches with your front two teeth edges, and you will pronounce it softly. Dal, dal. Then raw, raw, similar to sound of R, raw. Then za, buzzing sound, za, za. Then seen, sharp whistling sound, seen, seen. Then sh sound, sheen, sheen. Next is Sod. Sod is again an awesome letter. So Sod. You have to elevate back of your tongue. Front two teeth join together, and you will pronounce the letter sod, sod. Then bod, bod. This is also an awesome letter, and the side of the tongue will touches your upper molar teeth. And yeah, and this is also an awesome letter, so you have to elevate back of your tongue. So bod, bod. Then to, to, to is just like that, but you have to make it heavy because it is an awesome letter. So to and vo, vo. Do is also a soft letter, tongue letter. You have to take out your tongue and then touches with your front two edges of your front two teeth and vo. And then I, two C's. You can see that it has two C's, and you have to pronounce this letter from your throat, middle part of your throat, and this is called ein, ah, right? And then voin, voin, gargling sound. You can remember the sound with gargling sound, and it has also a two C's, but with one dot, and you know that we will. And this is also an awesome letter. So back of the tongue will remain elevated, and you will pronounce this letter from upper part of your throat, and then whoa, because it has gargling sound, so it comes from upper part of your throat. Whoa, voin, voin. Okay, so now let's do practice of these letters. Now you can open your mics and you can read one by one, and we will do the corrections, right?